The Lama, attained or not attained, will be backed up by the Dharma protector. If the Lama is teaching, if the Lama is giving, if the Lama is spreading Dharma. The protector always says when he comes into trance in Ganden, always, if you do like your previous lives, you have my support. Very simple. Even to the Rinpoches, he'll say that. He said it to me. On my recognition day, I was approved by His Holiness, and recognized by the Abbot of Ganden, and double approved by the Oracle of Ganden, Oracle of Trijang Rinpoche himself, who told me in his prophecy, his approval, and it got chopped. If part of it was, if you do like the previous great masters, you have my support. So that can be taken as my previous lives, the actions, and all great masters. If you do, you have my support. Very clear. It means I support you in any positive action. The protector himself takes trance and tells you. We read that in the Dharma books. The Lamas tells us. It all match. So if we do things opposite or contrary, contradictory, we will not have the support of Dharma protectors. We will not have attainments from our yidams. And we will create the karma to go away from our Lama. Why? It's not that they don't have compassion. Your karma makes you that way. Your karma. So what's very important is how to cut all that fear out, all that problem, all these things you don't need to even think about and worry. But you should know, because you live in a country where people like these things. So you can explain, you can talk. When people say this to you, when they say like that, like that, like that, if you listen to this type of teaching, you know how to explain, you know how to talk, you know how to see. So you don't always have to run to a Lama. You know what's the benefit? You don't have to run to a Lama. A, if there's no Lama around, how? B, it's expensive. Every time you see a Lama, you got to get ang pao what? So if you get knowledge yourself, you don't have to give ang pao. You stay home, you know what to say. Isn't that wonderful? And then your friends and that people will appreciate it. It's knowledge. People think this is not high Dharma. Yes, it's not high Dharma. But is Dharma appropriate for these people at this country at this time? It is not high Dharma. Talk about oracle spirits. It's not high. But you see, in this place, there are very few people who can receive high Dharma, if none. I've been teaching here for 13 years, no offense. And I used to come and teach, go through book, but people fall asleep and disappear. That's boring. They want to know about relationships. They want to know about, spirits. They want to know about, luck. They want to know about all these basic fundamental things. So if we can teach them this and help them and get out of that thinking, they'll go for the higher teachings. So we have to teach according to the people here, not what we like. We have to teach and explain what is necessary in this area, what the people here need in general. That's what we need to explain. We don't need to explain textbook theories, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20. Nobody will listen. Why nobody will listen? There are so many textbooks out already translated from higher teachings. You go to MPH and Borders, you go wherever. You go to Kichara, whatever. There are all these high teachings by great masters. Those are very not sold, not interested. Even if you pick up one of His Holiness the Dalai Lama's books, there will never be one that's systematic. He's always talking here, skips here, tells you about that, talks about this, his views about this. Why? That's what appeals to people. That's what people need at this time. Those very few selected people who will go higher, they'll actually go to a monastery or nunnery to study, or they themselves will get higher teaching privately to the teacher and get it. But they have to be ready. So if you want to get higher teaching, the Lama says, yeah, I'll be happy to give it to you. Please do 100,000 prostrations. That's what they tell us in the monastery. Every single day you see many monks in front of the main hall of Ganden at night doing prostration. That's after doing meditations, debate, and teaching. Every single day they will do prostrations. Every day. Or water offerings, or there are monks who do mandala offerings. You can just hear from the room. You can hear the rice being thrown or the beans being thrown onto the stainless steel plate. Shh, shh. You know they're doing mandala. And they do that year after year. And then they go request for higher teachings. Oh, yes. Yes. It's better that the higher teachings are not taught to unqualified individuals than to teach them to unqualified ones and they don't practice and it's lost. It will be better preserved, not taught to unqualified disciples and revealed in books to people so that only the lower teachings are practiced and the higher ones are reserved. They can be reserved in the realm of the gods. They can be preserved in dharmas. They can be preserved by the nagas. You may see or may not see, doesn't matter. It can be preserved. So it would be better not revealed and preserved than to be revealed and destroyed by people who are not qualified. So the lower teachings, there's no danger in the sense of breaking commitments as heavier teachings. Those are for us because we're at that level. And therefore, if you see the predominance of literature and CDs and all these kind of beautiful publications and teachings around the world, very few give higher sets of teachings. Very few. Very few. Why? It is according to the needs of the people. Very, very important. Very, very important. So what we need is, this is what this class is all about. This class is about learning fundamental Dharma. And I don't restrict you to one or two. You see, my lineage is Gelugpa. I am the lineage of His Holiness, Kyabje Sarnamji, His Holiness Kyabje Chudandorji, and Pabongormji, and no one can ever change that. And I have tremendous faith in all the lamas and teachers. All. And I don't criticize and think negative things about anyone because everybody has their own way. I am not in a position to say that. The minute we say something negative about some teacher, they lose disciples. You know what happens? They go away from the Dharma. We cause that. Cannot do that. Cannot. I know my lineage. I know my practice. I know where I come from. And I know I come from a monastery that is without ill repute. Gandin is world established. It is one of the most famous places. All these new centers and new places around here train this, they teach this, they teach it, these masters here, there. We don't know. We don't know. We even had masters from countries like Taiwan, all that stuff, come to Gandin, come to Drepung. And they make offerings to the monks. So out of respect, the high monks put them on chairs with them, and the pictures are taken, and then it's written in books that they're giving teachings to everybody in Gandin and Drepung. I've seen those books myself, written in Chinese, Tibetan. I've even seen one master take a picture with the Dalai Lama, because all these books come to Gandin. Tibetan government, very unhappy. And after they meet the Dalai Lama, you know what they write on the captions? I have the book. I just finished giving secret initiations to the Dalai Lama. I just had audience. Oh, I've seen it. I'll bring those books for you guys. It's in Gandin. I've seen it. And do you know, these people actually use that opportunity to twist things around to make business or make money. Even if you've given secret teachings to the Dalai Lama, why do you say secret when you tell us you've given teachings? It's not a secret anymore. Hi, I gave secret teachings, secretly. Khyentse Rinpoche was laughing and laughing and laughing when I showed it to him. Khyentse Rinpoche is a very high Lama, old. He was laughing. He's not laughing at the person. He's laughing at the ridiculousness of the whole scenario. That it's secret, yet you tell everybody it's secret. And my monks, they were like, some of the monks were very, very angry. How can they use Gandin like that? How can they use Dalai Lama like that? How can they? They think they'll get good karma. Yes, they get money. They get disciples, they get students afterward. Very, very dangerous. I have the books in Gandin because the Tibetan government passed it out for people to see. And say, look, we have to be careful. Sometimes we're used in the wrong way. Some of these masters, they go to Drepung, make offerings, take pictures. That I've seen also. And they say they gave teachings to the abbot of Drepung and the monks. I'm like, huh? Why would they invite someone else from another country, a different, everything different, that doesn't speak Tibetan, and teach the monks there, with the abbot there, with Ling Rinpoche there, Chujang Rinpoche there? Why? I don't understand. Are they saying they're better than all these masters? I'm not talking about race. One is like a French, and one is Chinese, one is Japanese, is Tibetan, so therefore these people can't teach Tibetan. No. When you're in a great monastery such as Gandin Sera Drepung, my. All the masters come from there. No masters come from the outside and go there and teach. Impossible. Impossible. Why is it impossible? That is a university, elite Buddhistic studies and practitioners. I've seen. One or two times you have cases of funny guys from Tibet come, some monks, and they come down, they say, oh, we have this guy who came down there and recognized himself. I'm a Rinpoche. Yeah, he did. I'm a Rinpoche. We're like, huh? He made himself a huge throne in his room, in Gandin itself. I was shocked. A huge throne. And he climbed on top and he was giving teachings to, he said, ghosts and spirits. He was helping them. Yeah, he used to say that. Because I used to walk by to go to puja and I see his room. He'd leave his door wide open so you can see his throne. And I don't walk by, I stop. Take a look, take some pictures. Huge thrones, all these silks, everything, unrecognized by the authorities. And he was on a big throne and he'd be teaching nobody. And then we'd be like, we don't ask because we don't want to catch anything. And he would say, oh, I'm teaching the spirits, the gods, the ghosts. Then later he wrote this weird Dharma book, really weird. And he printed it. I don't know how he got the money. He printed the Xerox book, passed it out to Khyentse Rinpoche, Lati Rinpoche, Chujang Rinpoche, all of it. I even got one. He came especially to my house, said, oh, Rinpoche, I'd like to offer you a book. I said, oh, thank you. I was thinking, what is that, Then we disappear. The book, you know what I said? These teachings all come from a vision of Tara because I'm connected to her. So I'm giving you teachings through me, actually it's from Tara. And we read through it. It's a very thick one. It was a subject of debate for many weeks in the monk tea house. And I made a few interesting remarks too, because some of you guys know that I'm slightly bitchy. But let's put it this way. I put Tara, the book, and the Lama in a different shelf, different than my Dharma books. It's not that I accept or don't accept. You don't do things like that in a great university with great monks. Even if you see Tara, even if you see this, you will never reveal it to your senior. You will never reveal it to your Lama. You'll never reveal it to people around you that are senior. Why? It's saying, I see and you don't. It's disrespect. And if you reveal this kind of information to students of Lamas, to other students who belong to the Lama, you're very disrespectful to those people and to their Lamas and to your Lama and yourself because you break your commitments, A. B, those people you're trying to impress, take them away from the Lama, what? You can take them away from the Lama, they can run away. They suffer, you suffer in the end. Can you take care of these people from A to Z all the way to enlightenment? So you have to think. Very, very dangerous. And in this country, predominant. Singapore, predominant. I've seen. So for me, I try to break that tide. If people from other places and other Lamas and other whatever come to me, I'm very happy to give them the Dharma. What reason? To make them closer to their Lama. To make them closer to their lineage and their practice and their tradition. Why they're so kind that they want to practice so much, they want to learn more. They want to understand. We have a duty to explain. We have a duty to explain. We must. The pure Dharma. No bias. No prejudice. And then you let them know, they understand more, they practice, they gain attainments. Once people gain attainments, Dharma grows in this country. That's the whole purpose. The Dharma will grow. And that's what we want. So I will always stick to preliminary teachings. I will always stick to basic teachings, and I'll find 108 ways to reinvent how to present them to the people. Why? In my estimation, that's what people here need. That's my estimation. If anybody thinks different, you teach it. You teach the higher ones. Don't disturb me. You can tell people I don't know anything. It's all right. I don't mind. I'd rather they think I don't know than, you know what? I don't have to give so many classes. I know. Evil, but at least I'm right. Actually, I don't like, I'm going to give a class. No. I think, I have to give a class. Okay, never mind. Why? I always tell you guys I prefer a cool aircon room with a DVD. That's my favorite. That's my idea of Dharma practice. I do my mantras there quietly, I love doing thousands and thousands of mantras while watching a movie. I love it. And I actually, meditate. Well, I figure it's better than not doing anything, what? Running around the streets looking for people, running here, running there, pretending I'm busy. No, I'd rather do that. At least I do half negative action and half positive action. Better than none. So in any case, when we study these teachings that we're going to study, I will bring you books and CDs. And I'll bring you information from different places that I've read myself. Some may be very gentle and nice, very Mahayana, Chinese Mahayana, gentle, cannot say this, cannot do that, like all of it. Some I bring you Mahasiddha stories. Everything that a Buddhist master is not supposed to do, these guys do it. They do it and they do more and they don't end up bad and their students have a lot of doubt, but in the end, they go, I understand. And some I'll bring you within the normal monk situation. I'll bring you all types of teachings. Why? I'm not here to shock you. I'm already shocking enough. I don't need to shock you. What I want to do is this, I want to let you know the different traditions available in Dharma. So that when we come across these situations, we understand. We don't create negative thoughts. 1. 2, the different traditions that are very rich for enlightenment. Not that if this master is doing something crazy, we follow and we're allowed to do. We have to have the same attainments as them. We have to have. So what happens is, I'll bring you information, writings, biographies, books, CDs, talks by different teachers of different traditions. I'll do that. Why? To enhance your own tradition. To know your tradition well, to understand your tradition well, you need to compare it with other traditions. Not compare as in good and bad, as in, in the end, if you compare it correctly, everything is the same that leads to Buddhahood.